Hey everyone, it's LaShonda here with another Therapy Thursday. So today I want to talk about purpose or goal. So this whole idea came to me while we were, my husband and I were working out with our personal trainer, David Fairbanks from Lions Pride Weightlifting and Wellness. And we've been working with him for a long time, all around functional movement, movement, mobility, and mindset. And so we began our workout regimen with laying on our backs um, and doing some breath work. And David began to talk about how he would normally talk about breath work like getting belly breaths. I talk about that too. Can you breathe down to get down to your belly button? Because when you take those deep breaths, your belly expands and constricts, right? But he said he found that when he talked about it that way, people sometimes bypassed the deep breath and just started sticking out their bellies. So he began to talk about he wanted us to lay on the ground so we could feel the breath from our back by filling our lungs. And it was in that moment that I began to realize how often the purpose of a thing, the purpose of that deep breath is to fill our lungs, which also happens to do a lot of other things, stabilize our core, when done many times can begin to regulate our heart rate. But it's all about filling the lungs. How many times do I bypass the purpose of a thing to get to a goal? And so I work in a lot of spaces that could fall under the umbrella of anti-racism, somatic abolitionism, cultural humility, those kind of things. And I often encounter that on people's journeys toward things like anti-racism, the goal is what they're going after, and they forget the purpose. If we all become regulated, compassionate human beings who recognize our humanity and are human with other humans, things like anti-racism become the byproduct in effect of that work. But when we set out to simply be anti-racist, we forget to fill our lungs. We're just poking out our bellies, right? We forget that there's so much underneath the goal. It's the work. Have you bypassed the work for the goal in any area of your life? It really is a crock pot question that I'm leaving for us to put in the slow cooker and let it simmer. See what comes up. But it felt very impactful for me. Am I just pushing out my belly to say I did a belly breath? Or can I refocus and go, if I fill my lungs, my belly will expand? But I can poke my belly out without filling my lungs. Is this making sense? I hope so. I think it's a great inquiry. It's a great curiosity for us to look at in various areas of our lives. Think about a relationship that you have. Is your goal to, stop fighting in a relationship or to reduce conflict? If you're only moving towards that goal, it's possible that you've bypassed things like being considerate and curious about another person's internal experience, about taking a step back, centering yourself, doing your work with your littles before engaging with that person. We can do things to reduce conflict, poke out our belly. But if we are bypassing the true work that it takes to do that, filling our lungs, then we'll get to the goal, and then the issues will resurface because we didn't actually do the work involved in getting there. So that's my offering for us this week. Can we be curious about areas of our lives? Have we bypassed purpose to get to goal? If you have suggestions for content or you want to reach out to me, you can find me at www.thelaborsoflove.com on all the major social media outlets. If you have not already, head over to TikTok and give us a follow there. Don't forget that our YouTube channel houses all of our Therapy Thursday videos. And listen, Therapy Thursday videos on the podcast platform are recent. There are so many more Therapy Thursday videos that exist that did not make it to the platform for the podcast. So head over to YouTube, and don't forget, if you haven't already, give us that 5-star rating, write a review, and share the podcast with your loved ones and friends. Until we connect again, you all be well.